been kind of a fixture in our community. As a matter of fact, I've worked for him different times, and he's always been there whenever you needed someone at your back. And some of these hard jobs that we're trying to help people in the community. That was Bob North. I mean, this is going back. And, I'm not going to tell you how far, because, that would be a little embarrassing. Bob North was at the center, as I said, and, the center was a little farmhouse, and it became an institution in the community and helped endless amounts of people who are still thankful for the experience that he provided for them. I was thankful for the job he gave me, as a matter of fact. But that's Bob North. And there's so many people here that I could call their names, but I won't, because their turn was other times. This is Bob North's time, his wife's time, and one of his sister's time. Bob, who has been one of my friends from way back, and she still has the most beautiful smile you'll ever see. I mean, really. And was president of the association. That too. Nunn Hunter, who is the major domo here, he puts on all this stuff every year, making sure everybody is acknowledged in the right way. I'm going to turn the mic over to him.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think what really impresses myself the most is the amount of talent we have gathered here today. Really some special folks here, positive energy, very bright, very positive, and it's a pleasure to bring you guys together for a happy occasion. I want to thank Miss Jackie Vaughn and Beryl Banks. They asked that I would carry this heavy torch for them, and I hope I'm up to your standards, because I want to keep up with what you guys started. Again, in this age of history getting lost and getting minimized and not taken seriously, I think this is an opportunity to recognize some of the families that have gone out of their way, have done some of the thankless tasks to make sure that everybody else has a better life. And when I was talking to Judge Frank Perry, he suggested that we recognize families as opposed to individuals. And I said, yes, Your Honor, of course we'll do it that way. Before I introduce our Master of Ceremonies, I want to make sure I thank Dr. Stephen Corwin, CEO of New York Presbyterian Hospital, and the staff of the government relations. We got a $500 contribution from them, thanks to Pam North. It was her efforts that got that to help this event be successful. Okay? And again, thank you for coming. It really warms my heart. I hope this is one of these experiences that when you think about it, you smile. I hope that happens. All right. So I want to make sure I don't steal any of the judge's thunder, because I don't want him. Never mind.
Welcome to Harlem in the Hamptons. We look out on this sea of faces and see people I grew up with on the beach at Sag Harbor Hills. The Council of Aunties, we call, but my aunt Gwinnett calls us, she said, the Council of Divas now. And so women and men who forged a great place in this wonderful space. I see, I'm not going to call your name, our Baron of the Beach. Today, though, we honor families because, times are changing in Sag Harbor. Times are changing in a lot of beaches and places across our world. But Glenn and I, every year, on the Monday after this event, start planning next year. And last year, we started talking about what we were going to do for this year. I'm going to introduce last year's honoree, Dr. Thelma Dye.
Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be here as always. I so much appreciated being honored, and I am just excited to have the tradition continue with the Patterson and the North family, two families that I absolutely love, and really complete the whole, like Northside Center for Child Development, founded by Drs. Clark. They continue the legacy. So thank you. Okay.
Before we honor our honorees, we want to honor our founders. And my son every year carries sunflowers to our founders. And Aunt Jackie Vaughn, come on, you started this.
Thank you very much. I'm very proud to have been a part of the onset of this program, because the four of us who got together were from Harlem, and nobody talked about Harlem out here. And most of the folks were from Brooklyn, and most of the folks out here who lived out here didn't even know where Harlem was. So we decided, let's bring Harlem to the Hamptons. And I don't regret 1 minute all the work that we put into it, and the work that's continuing to be put into it. Enjoy it and learn about the folks from Harlem.
Hold on. He's going to give you a hug.
I'm going to get a hug?
For those of us who grew up on the beach of Sag Harbor Hills, we understand how important this legacy is. And this year, we are honoring two incredible families. Because there are individuals who do things, but there are families who create legacies and who dig in deep and do incredible things, not only for Sag Harbor, but for our nation. So, I'm sorry. One day, on the streets of Harlem, Leonard Patterson, who immigrated to the United States from Grenada in 1917, met Evangeline Rondon, who arrived from Kingston, Jamaica in 1921. Their marriage yielded 4 children. The youngest, Pat Turner, is now 80 years old, living in Los Angeles. Their only son, Basil, became New York's first black Secretary of State and the first black vice chair of the National Democratic Committee. He spent a part of many summers in Sag Harbor and in North Haven. His wife, Portia, is a cousin of Jack Hendy and the late Ray Parker, whose homes have adored the beach in Sag Harbor for decades. Portia and Basil's son, Daniel, and Daniel and I we coached baseball together, have been in attendance in almost every summer since he was a child living in Hempstead as a young adult. Now living in Harlem with his wife Eloise, sons Carter and Basil, they still travel the magical road from Harlem to the Hamptons. In 2008, New York's new governor was welcomed to Shelter Island by New York's former governor, Hugh Carey. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't need to read this. You know, our governor, his family, ladies and gentlemen, the Patterson family. Come on up. Come on up.
Good evening, Harlem in the Hamptons. Good evening. I just wanted to thank Glenn Hunter and Frank Perry and the committee for Harlem in the Hamptons for having this event for us. We're very thankful. Unfortunately, my mother could not be here, but she told me about so many things about Harlem and what it meant to my father, who used to come here and enjoy the neighborhood and the ability to have not only friends, but friends that were really family members or extended family members. I just want to say that some names do come to mind. I just, when I think about Sag Harbor and I think about the connection to all of us, I grew up in a duplicitous life. My mother was from Brooklyn, my father was from Harlem. I talked to the people from Harlem at the Hamptons today. They talk to me about Brooklyn like it's still tension. but my mother was from Brooklyn, so I've been like living with this my whole life. But but there are names in Brooklyn like the Arringtons, the Bromleys, the Concord Baptist Church, the St. Philip's Evangelical Church, the Colemans, the Guardsmen, and all the people that have come to Sag Harbor from these groups were part of my mother's family. And the people from Harlem who have come here represent my father's side. So we all want to thank you for this event, and from our kindest words, I want to thank for those who have been before me, to have given me the grace and the blessings and the faith to be who I am today, from having come from that history that they set forth. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I remember coming to Sag Harbor for the first time. I was 10 or 11 years old, and we stayed with Arthur and Gladys Barnes. And we had a wonderful time here in the Hamptons. And when Harlem is in the Hamptons, it means that Harlem, the most famous neighborhood in the world, has blessed the Hamptons. Because of the outstanding culinary wizardry of the restaurants in Harlem, the culture of Harlem, and of course, the activism with Harlem being the epicenter of all resistance to all the discrimination and hatred of days past, it would only be appropriate if we from Harlem commented on the things that are going on now, when apparently it's popular to be a member of the Ku Klux Klan. The John Birch Society and the white supremacists group. They're my favorite haters because they call themselves supremacists because they're being replaced. But how did they get to that place in the first place? By killing off almost to extinction the Indian population in this country, and then kidnapping 30 million people from Africa, many of them dying on the trip, to be part of the worst slavery that has ever been documented in the history of the world, because in no other slavery system were people divided from their own families. So at this time, it's good that we're speaking out against these injustices which seem to be rearing their ugly head again today, to such an extent that they almost make me want to come out of retirement. But So on behalf of Eloise and Basil Patterson, Basil Patterson is 11 years old. Is that right? And he was born on the 80th birthday of his grandfather, Basil Patterson. Wow. And so he has his exact name. But for Daniel and I, we love having him around because we could say something we could never say to our father, Basil, shut up. So, thank you all for having us here today. This was a great event, and of course, it honors families, but it honors all of us together because of the way we got here. We're all family. Thank you very much.
All right.
David, you will always be our governor. I'm getting old, I gotta take my glasses off. Bear with me. Robert North and his sister Barbara have summered in the Hamptons since the beginning of 1950. Pam joined Robert in the late 1970s, and their children, Blaine and Megan, have continued the family tradition. Robert was one of the few teenagers in the 1960s who was able to land a summer job in the Hamptons at Strong Oil. After graduating from Millbury College, he began working at Bridgehampton Child Care and Recreational Center, where he transformed a summer program into a year-long program serving children, adults with daycare, reading, senior meals, and community advocacy. His involvement in the center led to his working at Boys Harbor. We all know Boys Harbor, where he and Lonnie, the executive director, moved the harbor from a summer camping program to a year-round multi-service youth agency serving 5,000 children with educational, performing arts, behavioral center, and a charter school. When he retired from the harbor in 2005, he was asked to join the founding board of Democracy Prep Charter School. He is now the chair of 4 Democracy Prep Charter Schools in New York City. He has also continued to serve as the attending pediatric dentist at Harlem Hospital since 1973. Barbara North Lighting is a lifelong resident of Harlem and Sag Harbor. She's a BA from Yale, graduating in the first class of women, and a JD and MBA from Columbia University. After a stint at Rogers & Wells, most of her legal career was spent at Disney ABC, where she recently retired in 2013 as principal counsel in the Legal and Business Affairs Department. The North family, as we know, has served in Sag Harbor for many years. Her grandmother, Ola Diggs, and her mother, Edith North, were active members in the Sag Harbor Community Association. Barbara followed in their footsteps when she was asked to run for the board by Julius Ford, her predecessor as president. She has been secretary for 2 years, president and vice president for 6 years in each office. She feels blessed that her parents had the foresight to build in Sag Harbor, praise Jesus, like a lot of us, and hopes that the next generation, I'm sorry, I just move off script sometimes. Hallelujah. Besides her busy career, she's a member of Tau Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority in New York City. Hold on, pink and green. Barbara has been a committed member of the Greater New York chapter of the Lynx, and you know what? She chaired the last luncheon, and it was incredible, Barbara. And she has been a co-chair of the Services to Youth Facet for the past 3 years, working with students at the Independent High School. She's married to Samuel Lighting, a financial systems consultant, and has one son, Jason. Go look on the board. We love Jason, who received his BA in 2015 and his MBA in 2017 from Yale. She calls them the loves of her life, and yes, you may. So, the final member of the North family, I get to read her biography. Now, I know Aunt Barbara, you know, but Aunt Pam is Aunt Pam to me, because, you know, I got to stop and say a little thing. We have a little tradition out here in Sag Harbor Hills. It's called the Council of Aunties, where there are women who come and sit. There were beach potatoes. Who remember the beach potatoes? There were beach potatoes who would sit on the beach and sit and watch us grow up. But now there's a Council of Aunties. But Gwinnett, oh my gosh, there's another one. Bernie's coming in. They're called the Council of Divas now. And they sit on the beach in this wonderful semicircle and watch our children now. I was one of the kids, but they watch my children now grow up. And they take care of us, and they support us. Dr. Pamela Palanque North has had a long and distinguished record of civic leadership dating back to the 1970s. She has had roles held in northern Manhattan and benefiting the Harlem community. She has worked so hard. She's a member of the Riverside Church, chair of the Education Commission, founder of the Riverside Church Children's Defense Fund's Freedom School. She's a trustee of the Armory, one of the largest track and field centers in the country located in northern Manhattan. And one of the things that she does so well is the Morris Jumel Mansion, an historic house in northern Manhattan. She's the president of the Board of Trustees. If you've never been there, you gotta go. Most recently, that mansion has become recognized for its role in supporting the creation of final acts of Hamilton, She's a member of the Lynx. She's an incredible woman, and also, she's one of the only black women who is a member of the Metropolitan Museum of Art's, founder of the Trustees Multicultural Audience Development Advisory Board. Ladies and gentlemen, I've talked too much. The North family.
All right.
And Pam's going to talk.
I want to invite our children up, Jason, Blaine, Tim, and Judah, who I see back there, to join us. And Jason, I said, of course, Jason, can't forget Jason. So come on up, because you're going to take a photograph. This is Jason. Everybody should know Jason. This is Judah. That is Tim, and that is Blaine.
Sorry, I'm running right in front of you.
Not a problem.
I'm still waiting for the see where
I just, on behalf of the North family, I can't tell you how honored I am to have benefited from the vision, the hard work, and the genius of the North family, starting with Ola, I'm told, who may have had the vision and worked with her daughter and son-in-law to actually actualize that vision by building at a time when I think African Americans, I'm told, could not even get mortgages from banks, but they were here and they persevered. She's a brilliant woman and has wonderful children. So I'm honored to have joined that family. On behalf of the family, we want to say what an honor it is to be here with you today, all of our friends and our family. We're about to add to the Palenque North family. My daughter will be delivering in about maybe 3.3 weeks. And so we'll be out next year with yet another. And so, but we're so blessed to be here. Our cousin Paul, we like family, Jillian, our cousin's extended family, who's here as well, Thelma and the Dye family, the Holmes family, and our sister Adrian, and our brother Rogers, and our niece, I don't see Jocelyn, but we just have a large family, and that we could not survive without dear friends Candace Morris, and also her daughter, Jordan. I'm going to be in trouble because I'm probably going to overlook someone. But anyway, the bottom line is we thank you for your support and love and coming out today and helping this wonderful organization. We hope to see you next year with another honoree, and we wish you a blessed end of summer. Thank you.
So one of the things we like to do is not have long programs. Because
you have to make that
it's
happen.
Sag Harbor, it's the summer. We want to go to the beach. We want to relax. I want to open a bottle of champagne with buttons, and that's the light of my life. But we thank you. And someone asked me why we do this. Why do we do this? We do this because there has been our community here for generations. We do this to celebrate those who have gone and done things that we could have never done and thought of. And we do this for those who have yet to come. So thank you, thank you so much for coming today. Enjoy your day, eat the food, drink all the stuff that you have. God bless you, safe home. Oh, come on.
If I may, mention the beach group, and I see one or two of us who were in the other. But these are the young group. My daughter, they're in the young group. But Andrea is there. I can remember her when we used to be on the beach with Edith. And the one thing that I always remember about Edith, we'd sit around, and all of a sudden she said, "Get up, let's go for the swim." And she made us swim down to Azure Rest. We had to go if you get tired, just rest, but you're going to swim down there. You're not going to sit on the beach all day. And I can remember Andrea, she had the little boys and the kids would be swimming. But this generation has continued. My daughter has come and she's part of it too. I don't go down there anymore because I feel a little shaky. But I look and I see this next generation, young Barbara and all of them, there. But Edith was the staunch one. She was the one that cracked the whip. You're just not going to sit here and do nothing and talk. She taught us how to clam. They taught us how to clam with our toes. We'd be in the water discussing big problems, but we'd be digging with our toes, put them in, and put them in our swimsuits. We'd come out of the water like this, you know. But those are the memories I have of Edith. And thanks so much. She was a great woman.
Candy and Vale, and you know, they're the beach folks too, and we thank you so much. Enjoy yourself, and we'll see you next year in Harlem In The Hamptons. God bless you.